Hi everyone, it's Kristi. Welcome back to January. Our focus for this month is going to be file folders. And we did a mystery drawing in my Facebook group. And the winner of the mystery drawing was Corina DeHaan. And she lives in Tasmania, Australia. It's amazing to me that I'm meeting so many really, really, really neat people from around the world. But I talked with Karina yesterday a little bit, and we've come up with a plan. In her winning the drawing, she wins the first journal that I make this year, and she got to choose the theme. And I gave her three choices: butterflies, faith, or music. And pretty much everything's going to be in this book. So Karina loves butterflies, and she's a woman of faith. So we are going to combine those, and there's music here too. So we've covered all the bases. I'm going to be using the Butterfly Delight background pages for this project, and I'm going to be using the Faith collection by Calico Collage, and I'll be using the Ephemera from that collection for this journal. So this is a good I'll go through and show you all of this too. This is a good beginner type project because you can make it, as detailed or not as you like. But we will be starting with one file folder. Now I wanted a left cut for this. This is these are letter size file folders, and they're called third cut because you have the tabs cut into the thirds. And I only had the bottom tab, so if you flip it inside out, of course this is on the outside, but that will be covered, and turn it upside down, then you have the tab at the top. And that's the way I wanted it for this. You don't have to do it that way. You can do it at the bottom, but that's just the way I wanted to do it. So one file folder for this, and these are kind of on the thinner side, so we are going to be covering it with paper, and I think that'll be fine. But because they're on the thinner side, I'm going to go ahead and reinforce with some Tyvek there as well. So, but we'll get to that in a minute. I'll just run through real quick. What did I do with this stack? I had a couple of misprints, so, okay. So what I thought, oh, now everything's upside down. Okay, let's get this together, Kristi. Okay. All right, so this is Butterfly Delight. I did make a journal with this either last year or the year before, and I made an envelope, a 9x12 envelope journal that I covered in green masking paper, and I need to revisit that because that was so fun. But the masking paper gives it a lot of texture, and I aged it a little bit. I kind of did the faux leather technique, which it didn't turn out to be faux leather, but it turned out really cool. So we'll revisit that at some point in time. But if you're interested in seeing that, I can go ahead and link that video below. So anyway, these are the background pages. This is, like I said, Butterfly Delight by Artymaze, and I'm going to be using the background pages of this. So lots of roses, lots of butterfly, and there again, music. Yeah, just lots of writing space in this one. Love, love, love this collection. And I'm trying to go back and revisit some of the collections that I've already purchased. Trying to be more conscious of my spending this year instead of just buying everything I see. I love to buy everything new that comes out, but my pocketbook can't sustain that. So yeah, these are gorgeous. I just love this collection. Andrea does an awesome job. And then there's writing pages here. This postcards with the lines on the bottom. So yeah, now this one is on the back I have printed just a very pale, kind of a pinky, it's a very pale pink to you know, imitate the color that's in the background here. But a couple of them I did have misprints, and I think those must have been the ones that were on the top. So let me see. Because sometimes my printer, so then I get this extra one because of this. Sometimes my printer, and this is the paper feed, will feed through two pieces at the same time. And so I get this back. Well, if I run these back through, I will get this here, but this strip, well, and I'll get the light here. But if I run them back through, this strip is going to be, I don't know, something comes out double dark. Maybe it's this one. It comes out with it still has the stripe on the back. So what I think I'm going to do is take these two and attach them on the sides and on the bottom, probably go down the middle as well, to make a pocket, and then I will insert, or maybe just do the tops, I'm still thinking here, and then have side pockets, and then I will use this for a page in the signature as well. So I don't know, I'm gonna play with that, but we'll see. I thought I had all this stuff in order, but I don't. Let's do it that way. Okay, and then the ephemera is gorgeous, and it just happens to go so well with the Butterfly Delight collection. This one's called Faith. You can see that there, by Calico Collage. And there's a banner page. There's some miscellaneous little ephemera cards there. Some envelopes, some more ephemera, some little journal cards, and there's butterflies, and there's music, and so there's some more journal cards, some pieces that I probably will use for belly bands. I'm thinking about making this the cover. We'll see. It kind of happens as it happens, and yeah, there's another butterfly, so pretty. So anyway, that is what we will be doing with this one. So let's go ahead and start. Now, in the past, I have made a very, very basic file folder journal, and all I have done is trim this down to 9 by 6 and covered it with paper and use that as my cover. But on this one, I want to do a couple of pockets. Anyway, I'm going to trim this down. Let's put it that way. So I am going to taking the lengthwise, I'm going to cut this down to 9 because I'd like my finished size to be 9 by 6. But I'm not going to cut this off. So let's bring this out to 9. I want to keep the tab side, and I'm going to go to 9 inches, and that's going to be the height. Go over a couple times. We're going to save this. Okay, and then I need my scoreboard. So I bring my scoreboard in, and I'm going to score this. Now I've rearranged some of the things on my desk. So where's my score tool? Oh, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to score this at 6. So I'm going to come that way, and then I'm going to flip it over and repeat. Okay, simple, simple. All right, so we'll bring that in. I found one of my bone folders. I have been looking for this one for so long, and I had a little cafeteria tray underneath a shelf up here, and it had a bunch of miscellaneous kind of things in it, little post-it notes and SD cards and what do you call these things, little flash drives. And I have been looking for this flash drive. This is my Michael O'Brien CD that I bought on my Alaska cruise, and I've been looking everywhere for it. Well, I found it. It's amazing what you can find when you clean off your desk. All right, so I'm going to fold this over, but I do want, you know, to go ahead and make those like that. Okay, so this is going to be our cover. I'm going to go ahead and make this a pocket, but I'm not going to glue that down until we do the lining. And then on this side, there's two options. I am going to make this a pocket as well. But you could make a wraparound if you wanted to that way. And what I would suggest if you want to make a wraparound is that you score maybe at a 1/4 of an inch or an 1/8 of an inch or both so that it goes around. It depends on how much you're going to put in the journal. This is going to be a one signature journal. So but we will use this for a pocket or some such. Okay. So, which pages or backgrounds do we want to put on this? I think what I'll start with is grabbing a piece of scrap. This is where something else that I printed and it got pulled in crazy. So, I moved my ink. Here it is. Let's go ahead and do the, this is kind of darker, so let's, now I heard someone say the other day that Gathered Twigs was darker than Vintage Photo, and I didn't think it was, but I wanted to check, so let's check that right now. Okay, so this is Gathered Twigs, and rub that off a little bit more so I can pick up some of the, I think they're very close. Vintage Photo. They kind of seem almost like the same intensity, but I think the Vintage Photo has a little more red base to it. So they're very close, but I like them both. So anyway, I'm going to use the Vintage Photo on this one, and I think I might have to replace this little piece here. Oh, what did I do with those? But anyway, I'm going to ink it up first and then I'll replace it after because it's going to get thrashed. So I'm going to go ahead and ink all this, and I'll probably fast forward this part. Okay, so now I'm going to repeat inking all of the areas, including the spines on this side, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I did not worry about inking these because they have, they're going to be inside the pocket. So I just did the center, the outside, and this side. I did go ahead and label it front and back. And now before we do anything else, we need to get the Tyvek. These are pockets. They don't need Tyvek. I only need to put Tyvek down the middle. I'm just going to take one piece. This is a pack of Tyvek bracelets that I bought on Amazon. I can leave the link below for you. I think they're like 3/4 of an inch, and they have a sticky here. They're meant to be printed on, I assume, and then they stick together like this and go on your wrist. But I usually just cut this little piece off and attach it down. So right at the end of that little sticky part is going to be the perfect size. So I'm just going to clip that off. Oh, I need to use my Tim Holtz scissors today. I haven't used these yet. I need to try these out and see. They feel very comfortable. I'm wondering how much control I'll have. I'll have to play with those a little bit. So I'll cut some ephemera out later. All right, so let's get our glue here. This bottle is a sweet Sugarbelle icing bottle. I bought 2 in a pack. I think I paid $7 for them on Amazon, and it has Beacon 3-in-1 inside. I really like this because it comes out a little bit thinner. I usually don't have any issues with volcano, and yeah, it's nice. So I'm going to put the glue on the Tyvek, and the reason for that is if I put the glue on the folder, oftentimes I will put too much or not enough, and then I have lifting, and so this way is just better. And another tip, if you have nails and you're worried about the acetone lifting your color or what have you, let the glue dry so that the acetone is gone, and then roll off the glue off your nails. Then you don't have as many issues. Okay, I can't wait until my salon opens back up so I can get my nails done. They are growing way out. All right, so let's see. I probably, you know what? Let's see if I can get this up a little bit. I probably want this a tad shorter because I'm not going to go all the way to the edge. Oh, goodness. I'm not, there we go. I want this a little bit shorter. So that is not going to show once I put the papers on. So I want to come up about maybe 1/8 of an inch. Let's see. No, I'll cut a little bit more because my stitching is not going to go up that high. Let's see if I can slide that down a little bit. I think that'll work. It doesn't matter as long as it's covered. Wrap that down, and we can ink over that as well. Let's get this off my scissors. That's why my scissors never work. So I'm hoping, I guess these Tim Holtz scissors are coated to resist that. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't played with them, so I don't want to just like stick them in the glue first thing. Anyway, I want to burnish this down really well because I don't want that to come up. And because I put the glue on the Tyvek rather than the folder, it should stay down. But we are going to put paper over this so that will seal the edges. But let's go ahead and ink that. It takes ink pretty well. Okay, and so that way, even if it does show, it's not going to show that much. All right, it's not going to be as noticeable. So let's choose our papers. This is my new coffee or drink travel mug. Has my name on it. My sister-in-law got me this, and it has flowers. It says, I don't know what that says. The world is my oyster. Oh, okay. It has shoes and roses. Bright as these flowers be your life's fair hours. You are loved. And then my favorite thing that's on here is this cow. I don't know if you can see it in the sunlight, but the cow with the flowers on her head. So cute. Anyway, I love it. So I have my coffee in there. Okay. So, let's see. I could also use those two that I was going to put together, but I think they're both writing pages, and I don't want to necessarily mat with writing pages. So, a lot of these are writing pages. We could put those inside. And then I really like this one for the outside. This one, yeah, this is definitely a writing kit. Lots of lined papers. And so I think I'll use that one for the cover. I don't know, let's see. That one or this one. They're very similar. This one has extra outlines. I think I want to use this for the center though. So let's use this for the front and back cover, and then we will use this for the inside, and we will be able to cut off some of this and save it because we have these flaps, so we won't need to go, you know, all the way back here. We can come, yeah, we can probably save 1.5 inches, 2 inches on that. Okay, so let's cut these. This is 9 by 6. So basically, I'm going to cut them 5.5 by the height, which is 8.5, which is the half of this sheet of paper. And that's also the size of the pages that we're going to be using for the journal. I'm going to make sure that it's 5.5 and not 6.5. Okay, it looks like it's centered. So there's our front and back cover. And then we will do the same for this one and then take off what we don't need. So I'm going to cut this one on that line just to make it easy on myself, which is 5.5 because I did borderless. So line, oops, it moved a little bit. There we go. All right. Let's do the inside covers first, and that way we can glue these pockets down and they won't be in our way. I've got tons of glue on my fingers. Okay. So do we want the butterflies showing more, or do we want, this is going to come to about here. Yeah, I think that would be cool because then we can just cut this off. I want that to go at least 1/2 inch this way. So yeah, let's cut off 1.5 inches on that side. And I don't know why my paper, I think there was a lot of ink in this, so my paper is wanting to curl a little bit. So 1.5 inches on that side, and 1.5 inches on this side. Okay. And so we will save these for something. I mean, you know, that's cool. All right. So let's get this out of here. We want to ink up these papers at least on these 3 sides. So checking to see if I might like that better. Let's do it this way. Yeah, let's do it that way. So I want to ink on 3 sides. All right, so I am going to line this up, top and bottom. It's going to be about 1/8 of an inch. I want it, I think I'll turn it this way, be a little bit easier. I want to center it top to bottom and then make sure that it's about the same amount on that spine. So it should be right about 1/4 of an inch, like so. So if I cut the other, print another piece of this, I can make that like a continuous design. So I may go ahead and print that out, but let's glue this down and then we'll do that. Okay, I'm going to turn it around this way so I can, number one, make sure the handwriting is going the same way, but number two, kind of, you know, use this as a guide. Now, there is a 1/4 of an inch score on that. That makes it easier to line it up. But I want to also make sure that it's lined up with the other piece of paper, you know, across this way. So, probably should have done this one first, and then I would know how far, but that's okay. There's going to be a journal here. This is not going to show, okay? All right. I could have cut this a little bit shorter, but that's okay. All right. So that is how that's going to look. And I think right now I'm going to stop what I'm doing and I'm going to go print this out again. And I will cut it in half because I did it. I thought I turned these. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. But I'm going to go print that out real quick. And then we'll do these flaps. And then we'll do the outside covers. I think it'll be easier to trace the shape if I leave this not glued down yet. So I'll be right back.